Hi, welcome to the Evolve Room. Have you ever looked at your relationships and thought, why does this keep happening to me? Different people, different names, different stories, yet somehow the same pain, the same disappointment, the same heartbreak. If you have ever asked yourself, why do I keep attracting the same kind of people? This video might completely change how you see relationships because what you are about to learn isn't about luck, it's about your brain, it's about your subconscious patterns. Let's understand in detail. One of the biggest myths we hear is you attract what you think. But that's not entirely true. Most of the time, you don't attract what you consciously want. You attract what feels familiar to your subconscious mind. Think about it for a moment. Your subconscious isn't asking, is this person healthy for me? Instead, it's asking, have I experienced something like this before? Our brains are designed to seek familiarity because familiarity feels safe. Even if that familiar experience caused pain. If you grew up around criticism, kindness may feel unusual or even suspicious. If chaos was normal in your childhood, peace may feel uncomfortable or boring. Not because you enjoy suffering, but because your brain has learned that this is what relationships look like. Your brain's primary job isn't to make you happy, its job is to keep you alive. And from your brain's perspective, what's familiar feels safer than what's unknown. That's why we sometimes find ourselves repeating the same relationship patterns with different people. The names change, the faces change, but the emotional experience stays the same. The beautiful part is this: once you became aware of these subconscious patterns, you can begin to change them because awareness is the first step towards healing. And when you heal what's familiar, you begin to attract what's healthy instead. Have you ever wondered why you keep meeting the same kind of people even though you desperately want something different? The answer often begins much earlier than we realize. It begins in childhood. As children, we don't just learn how to speak or walk, we also learn what love feels like. We learn how people communicate, how conflict is handled, whether our emotions are accepted or dismissed, whether we feel safe, valued, and heard, or ignored, criticized, and rejected. Without realizing it, our young minds create a blueprint of what relationships are supposed to look like. And that blueprint stayed with us into adulthood. Years later, when we meet new people, our subconscious mind quietly compares them to what already feels familiar. Not because those relationships are healthy, but because they are known. If inconsistency felt normal growing up, consistency may feel strange. If you had to earn love as a child, you may continue trying to earn love as an adult. The people change, but the emotional pattern often stays the same. The good news is that your childhood may have shaped your relationship blueprint, but it does not have to define your future. Once you become aware of these unconscious patterns, you can begin to rewrite them because healing isn't about blaming your past, it's about understanding it so you can choose differently today and create healthy relationships tomorrow. Now, here's something interesting that surprises most people. Your brain's number one job isn't to make you happy, it's to keep you alive. And from your brain's perspective, survival comes from predictability. It constantly asks, what have I experienced before? Because what is familiar feels safer than what is unknown. This is one of the reasons people sometimes stay in unhealthy relationships. Not because they enjoy being hurt, not because they are weak, but because uncertainty can feel more frightening than familiarity. Imagine standing at a crossroads. One path is familiar, even though it's painful. The other is unknown, but it could lead to peace and happiness. Your heart may want to move forward, but your brain whispers, we have survived the familiar before. Let's stay here. That's why leaving toxic relationship, setting boundaries, or choosing healthier people can feel uncomfortable at first. Your brain interprets change as a potential risk. But here's the beautiful truth. Feeling uncomfortable doesn't always mean you're making the wrong choice. Sometimes it means you're stepping beyond old survival patterns and creating new, healthier ones. Every time you choose self respect over fear, every time you set a boundary, every time you choose peace instead of chaos, you are teaching your brain a new definition of safety. And with repetition, what once felt unfamiliar begins to feel natural. That's how healing happens. Not overnight, but one healthy choice at a time. Now, let's talk about something that many people experience without even realizing it. Sometimes unhealed emotional wounds recognize each other. Think of someone who constantly seeks validation. Deep down, they may believe they need someone else's approval to feel worthy. Without realizing it, they may be drawn to someone who rarely expresses love or appreciation. And so the cycle continues. Or imagine someone who has a deep fear of being abandoned. Instead of choosing someone who is emotionally available, they may repeatedly find themselves attracted to people who are distant, inconsistent, or unable to fully commit. Why does this happen? Because Our subconscious mind often looks for relationships that feel familiar, not necessarily relationships that are healthy. It's almost as if our emotional wounds are searching for an opportunity to finally heal. But instead of healing, we often end up repeating the same painful experiences. Here's something I want you to remember: these patterns are not punishment. They don't mean there's something wrong with you. They are simply signals. Let me repeat that. They are simply signals. They are invitations to pause, to become aware, and ask yourself, what part of me still needs healing? The moment you begin healing your own wounds, you stop looking for someone else to complete you. Instead, you start choosing relationship from a place of self-worth rather than emotional pain. And that's when everything begins to change because healed people don't attract perfect people. They make healthier choices, build stronger, and create healthier relationships. Remember, healing starts with you. Now comes the most important question: how do you break the cycle? The beautiful news is this: no matter how long you've been repeating these patterns, they can change. But change always begins with awareness. Instead of asking, why does this always happen to me? Try asking yourself better questions. What kind of people keep showing up in my life? How do I usually feel when I am around them? Do I feel respected or constantly anxious? Do I feel accepted or like I have to prove my worth? Then go a little deeper. Ask yourself, what belief about myself could be influencing the choices I make? Maybe it's I have to earn love, I'm not enough, people always leave, or I can't trust anyone. These beliefs may have protected you at one point in your life, but they don't have to define your future. When you begin to challenge these beliefs and replace them with empowering and healthier ones, something incredible starts to happen. Your self worth grows. You stop chasing people who cannot meet your needs. You begin setting healthy boundaries. You stop accepting less than you deserve because healthy relationships don't begin with finding the perfect person. They begin with building a healthy relationship with yourself, and your self worth changes. Your choices change. When your choices change, the people you allow into your life begin to change too. Remember, healing isn't about changing everyone around you. Healing is about changing the way you see yourself. And that one change has the power to transform every relationship you will ever have. If today's video resonated with you, and you find yourself repeating the same relationship patterns, emotional struggles, or self doubts, you don't have to navigate this journey alone. I would love to support you. I'm offering a limited number of free discovery calls through the Evolve Room. During this one on one conversation, we will explore the patterns that keep repeating in your life, uncover the subconscious beliefs that may be holding you back, and identify practical steps to help you build healthier relationships and create lasting change. If you would like to book your free discovery call, simply send a message with the word discovery call in the comment section. I would be honored to walk alongside you on your healing journey. And if you found this video valuable, please like and subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. This is Chandrika Jairam from the Evolve Room. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.